So this is just one of 5, but the beauty about these strategies is that you can manually trade them. So what we're doing at the moment is kind of going through them manually, or you can have them trading and running on full automation. So the idea is that each one of these strategies can be individually traded and manually executed, or it can be run in full automation. So I'm going to show you how the full automation kind of works, and how also to use the strategy to give you backtesting data. Now previously, if you've previously traded with us before, all the backtesting you've done is probably been manual backtesting. Who here's done copious amounts of hours manually backtesting and going through hours and hours of logging trades? It's a fairly arduous task, and it's a tough one. But look, it's still, I think you still need to do it, not to the degree that we have done before. But what we want to do is we want to pick out the best times of the day to trade, and then optimize that using information like day of the week trading. So what's the most profitable day of the week? The most profitable winners to losers strategy. So the power of quitting strategies. So there's a few things we want to do with our testing, which I'm going to go through tonight, to get the most out of the strategy report we run. So that just gives us the data, and then we're going to kind of use the data to really soup up our system to get the most out of it. Because and the optimizing we do, or the performance enhancing we do to our system, is not going to come from picking the best indicator or the best entry. It's going to come from our money management and position sizing. So really, our strategy or our goal is to have a system that works in real time, and not just one, but 5 systems that work in real time. They're all different. These are all different based on different market conditions. So we know that the trend trader requires a trend. Well, the cycle trader trades during rangy markets, so that's perfect if the market consolidates. The breakout strategy is great if you get breakouts throughout the day that the trend might not pick up, because the breakout strategy is a little bit more finely tuned. The momentum pullback trades, they're great because often you'll find occasionally breakout trades don't really break out and go on, but at least with a momentum pullback, you're getting the initial breakout, price pulls back, you've got very, very low risk, and you can get into the trade. And we all know that those trades are nice trades to be having access to. And then you've got the pattern trader, which is volume and price action. So let's have a look at where we're going with I guess this week's going to be all about setting up our trade plans. So we want to set up some trade plans, and I want you to start thinking about what it is that you want to get out of your trading, whether you want to be tracking the trend, you want to be looking at doing some cycle trading, breakouts, momentum. But ideally what we want to do is just have a look at one strategy, which will be this week will be the trend trader, and just work a basic plan off that and how to get the most out of that. So let's just leave this for a minute, because we're going to go back to our strategy. And part of the process of building your trade plan is finding the best time of the day to trade this. Now, I've done a little bit of research and a bit of work ahead of time. And what I've found is that a great time of the day for this is between, as I mentioned, 2 to 5. So if you log these trades between 2 and 5, you're getting some really, really nice breakout moves. And what this has done though, this has listed every single trade that is set up between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. So all you need to do now is basically, if you want to save this information, so let's go through and see what the strategy report provides us. It gives us a performance summary. So it tells us that how much profit the system made, what was the gross profit, the net profit. It tells us what the profit factor was. It splits it up between longs and shorts. It tells us what the average trade net profit was, that's critical. We want to make sure that's reasonably high, or as high as possible. That's 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. New York Exchange. That's it, Karen. So it's pretty much what we're testing at the moment. Now, all this is doing though is, like, it's obviously giving us a lot of valuable information. Largest winning trade, largest losing trade, and its maximum consecutive winning trades 5, maximum consecutive losing trades 11. So with that information there, we can already see that there may be an opportunity for us to improve these results, because 11 losing trades in a row, if we put in the power of quitting or a circuit breaker here, we may actually be able to improve our results and improve our net profit. The other thing we might find that every day that we track, or every day that's being traded, not every day may be profitable. We might find that, say, Tuesday or a Wednesday might not be as profitable as, say, other times the other days of the week. So there's a few things we can do, and one of the big things which I was talking to Nick about today was that the key levels. Now, what I noticed when I was looking at the Renko stats was that the key level trades were trades that set up around a key level. So let's imagine that we're taking let me just find one here. Let's say that we're taking a short trade, and the short trades, here's a perfect one. There's one on the 23rd of February, and it's saying there's a long setup at 96.94. Now that tells us that we're going long. The entry price is 96.94. We're 6 points away from the 97 level. So that would be considered to be a key level trade, wouldn't it? Because what I've been looking at is, I've been thinking, well, if it sets up with less than 14 points to the key level, so 96, 97, 98, 99, any of those full numbers, those key levels, then I want to mark that down with a K for key level. So what I've done is I've grabbed this data, and the way you do it is, and I'll just show you, I'll just go back a second here because I want to make sure you've got the sequence right. So you'll see that on your platform, everybody should have the crude oil, and hopefully you've got the 89 tick chart set up. You should have that, just set that up at 89 tick. Now the way we set this report up is we go format symbol, and we just want to make sure that all our settings are correct. So it's crude oil, tick chart 89, trade volume. We're tracking it from the 1st of February through till the 11th of April, and it's exchange time, so we go OK on that. So that's the first part done. The next part is to make sure that our strategy report is set up properly. So what we do is we right click on the chart and we go to format strategy, because that's what runs the whole strategy behind this this automatic back testing and the auto testing, all the auto trading. So what we need to do there is we need to go to format for all, and we need to make sure that we've got $4 worth of commissions in there. So we're going to get charged $4 per trade, and we're going to go OK. And then we're going to go to, so that was under properties for all, then we're going to go format. Now if I'm moving quickly, let me know and I'll slow it down. Otherwise I am recording it, so you'll be able to go through it again. So let's go to format for a second, because we've just gone into the GMT V2 Trend Trader. That's the strategy. So we need to click on format, and we need to go into the inputs area. So when you click on format, you'll have inputs, entries, exit, calculation. So we don't really want to play around anywhere in there, just in the inputs. Now this is where we can actually select how we want this automatic back tester to test. So at the moment I've said, right, well, you don't don't touch any of these first three. So the first three lines, just leave those alone. And what we want to do is we want to trading start time, we want to put that to 0 to 100. That tells us that it's 2 a.m. Trading end time is 0500, so that'll test all trades between 2 and 5. We leave start time and end time 2 as 0000. The initial stop in ticks is 16, I've got set, and the TP, which is trailing profit stop, which basically is another word for trailing stop. The offset there is -6, so it means it'll trail it by -6. So basically we now have set up our criteria for doing our testing over the period that we have loaded in our format analysis. So if we go close, that'll automatically test. It's already run it before, so I don't have to, it won't automatically do it again because I've already set it up. But if I change that time, so if I go back in here, format symbol, and I go format, and I change that to say 0400, and I cut an hour off our time, if I go close, what will happen there is that will basically automatically test that, and it'll change the trade results. So if we go to the format graph, you'll see that the value is just 8256. So if I go back to that report now, so it's slightly better. Let's have a look here. 8256. We'll go back and change the time, format symbol, and we'll change that to 5 o'clock, which is what we originally had. 8256 is what we're going to try and beat. So I'll see if that beats the performance on the previous strategy, and we click on the $ because that's our strategy performance report up the top next to optimization report, and you'll see that it's slightly better, a little bit more of a drawdown there, but the overall performance is slightly better. So guys, that's the 89 tick, and what you've got now you haven't got, like, you've got basic information. It shows you that that is a profitable time of the day to trade. It's a good setting to trade, but that's not it. That's not where it stops, because we've got all the data now, because it's given us all the trades. So what we do now is we go up here to the save function. So we go save, and in about 5 seconds we'll get an option to save this. Now what we want to do is we want to save it as an Excel document. So we get into Microsoft Excel Workbook, save it there, and we save it as crude. I've got it saved as crude 89 tick 5 till 9 master, and then I've got Feb to April. So that's what I've saved mine as, and I save it yes, and that'll save it as then an Excel spreadsheet. So once you've got it saved as an Excel spreadsheet, then you can manipulate the data, and we can start going through and looking at key levels, because that, as it is in this format here, you can't do anything with this format because it's not it's only read-only format. So you've got to get it into an Excel spreadsheet. So that's how you save it as an Excel spreadsheet. And then once you've got that saved, then you can go in and start manipulating the data. And what I mean by that is we can start really optimizing based on key levels, so we can test on the key levels to see how profitable they are, those key level trades. We can also, if you have a look at the periodic returns, you'll see that it lists it daily. So we can mark up here what day of the week this is, and we can sort by day of the week profit. So it'll mark it up in its each day. So 8, 9, 10, 11. We can go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we can sort off those days to find out what the most profitable day of the week is. And you might find that there's a really poor day that we can get rid of. And if that's the case over, if 200, 300, 400 trades, then, and it's consistently very, very poor, then that might improve our results.